We seem to be only talking about bottoms. How about the tops?
Wow, you know so much about it. Like, tell us more.
Hi, I'm Lucas. This is Hashi. This is Sue. This is Syazwan, and we are from Bolplaysg. Today we're going to talk about sexuality, nature versus nurture.
Right, so what do you think? Is it nature or is it nurture? I think let's go around the table.
I think it's both.
Around the table.
Around the table.
Okay, you start first.
That's such a cop-out. Like, you say both, then like, okay, lor.
I see.
All of the above, then
You're
we
the
just end.
oldest, so oldest first.
Okay, for me,
Oh, you are.
wow, oldest, that's where I will say something wrong. For me, I feel it's definitely genetic will play a very big part. Because if, let's say I was to come out and my personality, I'm more inclined to be more feminine. And I prefer things that, you know, are traditionally associated with women or being feminine. I'll tend to be in that world where everyone around me, my idols, my friends, my family, like, you know, are like towards that world. And then it becomes nurture at that point. So the nature kicks the direction, nurture brings it all the way. That's how I feel.
Sorry, I just had Jesus takes the wheel in my head as you say.
What was Jesus talking in
No, the
this
song.
sexuality?
Jesus, take the wheel, take it from my hand.
So what do you think? You and your essay?
Yeah, like I said, I think it's both. Like, firstly, it's nature because I think people will start to feel and develop different types of feelings or different kind of attractions when they grow older. It's not from baby what, like, you know, from baby hiking or what. You know, you get what I mean? It's like when they are like teenagers or what, like you say, they develop like different feelings, like maybe they are more towards the feminine side or a soft boy or, you know what I mean? Yeah, so...
Soft boy is not a sexuality.
No,
but
no. What
okay.
I think we got it wrong. What I meant is the personality. It's already inherent, like it's a genetic thing. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
But the personality steered the whole ship towards that direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it proceeds to from nature to nurture. I think from external factors like friends.
Yeah. That's why friends,
like
family.
how they find like who is attractive. You know, like men are attractive more than women. Like if they want to prefer banana than apple, then let them be lah, kan.
Oh, that's private. That's not.
Apple.
Okay, that's.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I mean, you can't force people to like something they don't.
Yes. That
Right?
maybe, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but the question today is what makes them like the apple and the banana?
Yeah, my take is that it's also largely genetics. In fact, because what I was hearing from you guys is, well, okay, you know, I read somewhere that it's just scientific theory.
Somewhere.
Scientific theory that it's our epigenetics that determine whether we are we identify with different kind of sexual attraction. So it's actually in the womb that is developed. So in a way, right, because when you talk about like the traits and personality, so people who has more testosterone, yeah, whatever you say.
Testosterone, in case you edit later. Yeah.
That if it's come in the gene more in the womb, right, then they become more masculine. And then if it's like for some homosexual, where because it's like there's less amount of it, so they have a tendency to have more feminine trait. Same goes for lesbians. And then in the first 6 years of their lives is when this like personality start to develop. So I disagree. I think that since they are young, they somewhat know. It's just whether they can articulate that or not.
They're not aware lah yet.
Yeah, because we are raised in what?
We seem to be only talking about bottoms. How about the tops?
Wow, you know
So
so
see-
much about it. Like, tell us more.
Moving on.
But does it really matter if it's nature or nurture? To me, it doesn't matter because like whatever it is, people are going to judge you no matter who you are.
Do you all personally, I mean in your lives, do you all know anyone who have made that decision to just, for example, he is gay, alright, or she's lesbian, and then in their adult life, they just say, you know what, I'm not going to pursue this path of life. I'm going to get married. And then they really change. So then it begs the question, right? So how does one switch? Do they repress it? Do they still, are they still gay on the inside? Like, do you know of anyone who has made that decision to, for a lack of a better term, switch sexuality?
I know a person who identifies as gay, but a past couple of years came out as transgender. So, and yeah, I think about that a lot because there are people who identify as something and after that they switch because I don't have the answer.
But that is, I feel, he kind of already crossed the river. He's just in the same island already.
Why?
He already decided to go queer, so going in another one of the alphabets is more like a hop. It's not. He didn't have to cross another ocean.
And also, isn't it more like it's self-discovery, right? I mean, we are always, whether you're straight or not, we are always discovering about ourselves, and maybe at one point in time that it strikes to them that this is what I identify as.
But the question is, why are they scared and hide in the wardrobe? Why don't they want to come out?
Wardrobe?
It's hide in the wardrobe. But you get what I mean?
I understand.
The question is, why are they scared to come out and why they hide in the closet?
Walao, you look at the Samsung ad thing. People going like, you gay, you going hell.
Question for Syazwan. It seems that throughout the entire conversation, you are very quiet for this particular topic. So is there anything that's going on in your mind? Like, what is it that makes you like want to hold?
Is there
Like,
something
it
that's
feels like you're
conflicting?
holding back. Yeah.
He needs to go home and sleep tonight.
Sleep on it.
So for me, what's interesting is because I've always been raised in a conservative family. So it's very difficult for me to actually be engaged in this kind of conversation, mainly because I'm just constantly concerned about what would my mom think if I were to say this kind of views. So again, I would say this is really because of our Asian society lah. Like we really don't want to do anything to break our parents' hearts. But I always feel there's definitely a lot of us, especially those who are conservative or those who are from conservative families. I am very certain there has to be those who are harboring these feelings but they cannot express, they cannot explore. And then they will always say like what certain parents would say, and I'm not going to quote anyone specifically, but I remember them saying, if I find out that my son is gay, then I will never be able to meet him in the afterlife because he's in hell. So this kind of quotes, this kind of thinking, when we justify our prejudice based on our application of religion, that is how you would realize why a lot of our people from the LGBT community, they feel so lost. They don't know what to do. They can't find a purpose in their lives anymore. And it's really because I feel it's because of our Asian society. We really want to be conservative. At the same time, it's always a struggle of wanting to be liberal, wanting to really explore who you want to be. But at the same time also, you're really tied back to want to make sure that you can make your parents proud in a way. But that's just Asian society. But I feel right now, we are making a progress. I feel we are becoming much more liberal, at least for the younger generation. So maybe for now, we have to wait for the older generation to die out. So that, phase out, okay? I wouldn't say die.
Oh, cool.
I retract and say phase out. So we wait for them to phase out. And it's really just a matter of being able to live your life to the fullest without trying to hold any sense of burden within you lah. See lah, just not quiet, right?
I give it to you.
I know, like very
Question for Lucas. From just now, you are bothered by them talking about bottom. So is there anything you want to say about the top or what?
I feel it's very stereotypical. Like you see, even in this conversation where we're talking, we are talking about sexuality, nature or nurture. Never once did we say gay, but our first thought in our head was a gay man. And even when we talk about gay men, in our head is that stereotypical, effeminate, gay man. So you see what I mean? I'm not saying that we are wrong. They are definitely part of this conversation. But why is that our go-to picture in
I
our
want to
head?
point out that
Is it the media?
yes, and also research.
Do you think
Oh,
Pink Dot
Jesus.
has sort of is it a progressive thing or is it very regressive? Like
Oh my god.
what does it stand for and what is it now? You know. So any thoughts about Pink Dot?
Okay,
Have you been to Pink Dot?
yeah, I have.
The
I've
event,
been there several times, and over the years, I'm starting to like grow distance from Pink Dot. I mean, the idea of Pink Dot is to repeal 377A, which is decriminalizing gay sex. Okay, gay sex, like anal sex. So, in a way, it's actually pandering more towards homosexual males. But every year they have what I would say a token lesbians, bisexuals, maybe some pans. But have you ever heard of them representing anyone who is from the I or A, which is intersex or asexuals? No. In fact, they still use a very archaic term, which is LGBT. Occasionally, they will add Q, but as we are progressing, the longer term is LGBTQIA+. So I feel that Pink Dot is focused more towards gay rights, which is rightfully is the first steps towards like having a more progressive views on queer people. Okay, I use the word queer because that's what I identify as. But it's not progressive enough for everyone to feel inclusive. So I feel left out of conversation. And when I go Pink Dot, I forgot that I'm actually in a protest because people are just partying and twerking to Ariana Grande's song, and nobody seems to be protesting but just partying.
Any last words before we wrap up this video?
I'm on the other end of the boat, but being in the media industry, I kind of know a lot. I mean, some of the most creative people I know are constantly dancing the line. So I really can't have much. I don't have much input in this, and all I can say is, who am I to tell
Yeah.
another person what they want to have sex with? You know, it's kind of gay.
Okay, for me, like, because I'm not in the community, so I don't think I have much things to say about it. But I have friends that fall into the queer representation. Do I pronounce it correctly?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a
Queer,
controversial term
Q-U-E-R.
itself.
Yes, queer representation of community. Okay, so yeah, I think I am more concerned about how people are reacting to this, like the community, like the conservative people. You know, like I think people have to stop judging each other. Why they are scared to come out? I think it's because of condemnation and judgments. I think that is the
Yeah, of course.
yeah, you know. So I think people have to stop judging, like just because you are religious or just because you are pious or just because you like the opposite sex doesn't mean you are perfect. What? I think all humans are imperfect, and I think we have to respect each other lah. I mean, no matter who we are, people are still going to judge us. Hashtag haters gonna hate, right? And yeah, I think like the choices are there for you to choose. So it's your life, it's your choice. Whatever it is, go je. Yeah.
That's it. We are here and we are queer and get used to it. Yeah.
Great, your energy pushed me off. What?
Yeah, right. I also lost it.
I was
Yeah.
like, really?
I'm like, okay, let's
If it's
go.
maybe I know.
He needs to pick up first.
Nobody should suffer any form of mental illness just because of who you identify as. And honestly, you should just be able to reach out to your friends and just find that sense of social support that you need. Don't let who you like stop you from trying to be your fullest potential. Yeah.
Also slide into my DM if you are not a non-cis male, because I'm open.
We hope you've enjoyed our conversation.
Let us know what you think. Comment down below.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
New videos every Friday.